dandy, but I only have one problem or one question. The one question I have is how can you say that they have a lower crime rate when we don't even know who they are?
There's been exhaustive studies about on undocumented crime rates of undocumented immigrants, and we do know a lot of them. They're here, they're paying taxes, they're
Did it come out of Senator Warren and Senator Bernie Sanders' research opposition firm? I mean, come on, Scott. Put the link in the chat.
Oh, God, Scott, you're creating an enemy here. Don't do
I
this.
love Adrian. He's never done it. Adrian loves me. I'm his ardent defender. You know how many people shit on him daily, and I defend him.
Adrian, is this true?
It's true. Scott and I have formed a kinship.
Damn right. I love Adrian. We were talking about the Gospel of John the other day.
Well, then, will this trust extend to Christian, or is he in a war?
No, I've already encouraged Christian to go to his nearest library every day. For every 1 minute he spends listening to Dr. Steve Appel and the Atheists, to go read a book for 1 hour.
Wait, Adrian, you're saying for every minute I should go to a library and pick up a book, but what I think is interesting is that I don't, and this is personal preference. I personally do not like reading books. Although, when I decide to actually finally pick up a book, yes, and when I finally do choose to go ahead and pick up a book and put my nose in it and read it, I actually already read at a college level and have a literacy level, so in college. Is that an excuse for me not reading? No, but I personally don't like reading unless it's something of important significance to myself. I'm not going to say one day, oh, well, I spent way too much time looking at the clubhouse track fight. Let's go to the library and find a book. No, I'm not saying that at all. Because I find reading insignificant unless it has significance towards myself.
That's one of the most honest things I've ever heard.
Well,
You're a heretic. You're a heretic.
Yeah, you sound like a lot of clubhouse people already. That's a very bad thing to already have going for you at such a young age. I mean, honestly, you've got to realize that this app is full of people that haven't made it, Christian. You can still make it.
I think, Adrian,
there are many readers, okay? There's nobody who's reading. But I think the bigger message I take from Christian is there are many different preferences. And this country runs off one guy who said, read this fast. And the rest of us have to fucking memorize that. It's bullshit. People should read when they want to.
No. You got to realize that books are external hard drives, and if you think people on this app are external hard drives, you're wrong. Books are external hard drives. People on this app, they're one step above Down syndrome, Christian.
Wait, Adrian, hold on. You've made the claim to young Elvis that I'm one step above Down syndrome. Is that correct?
No, you look 3 steps above.
Not you personally. I'm saying on the average, this app is a Down syndrome app. I don't know if you know that yet.
Well, may I say, or dare I say, that from the observations that Western society has made, autism can be considered people who are retarded and disabled. So I mean, do I seem like someone who has Down syndrome to you? Yes or no, Adrian Dimmon?
Have you ever read a book?
Yes or no?
Yes, I have read a book.
Okay, what was the book called?
I've read multiple, so.
Okay, tell me your favorite book. Tell me your favorite book, and I'll tell you my imaginary autist Down syndrome index, statistic.
I'll give you 2. I've read the entire Hunger Games series, and I've also read a book of the name The Royal Ranger.
You're at a 1 out of a 10, Christian. You're gonna have to up those books, my friend.
Well, I gave you 2. I've read a lot more than those books, Adrian.
Okay, but the point is, what in all your reading that you've ever done, what good thing have you ever read that you could share with us right now that we would find valuable?
This a knowledge hierarchy.
This is a knowledge
No,
test.
hierarchy.
Adrian, so when you're asking me for this information, there's something that you have to take into account. You're asking me for an opinionized statement. Now, here's one thing that I love about opinions. Like everyone else, everyone has one. When I say something, someone's gonna come out and say, "Fuck you, I don't like that opinion." And every time I speak of an opinion that I have, there's either two outcomes. One, they agree to disagree, or B, they turn into Galaxy Bender and start to crash out on me.
No, the point is from your memory, what's something like an aphorism, an axiom, something intelligent? Let's hear something intelligent that you read in what they call a book.
Well, I usually not out of a book, but or if you're counting history books and science books, then sure, I would gladly give you one. Do you count those as books?
Just say something interesting.
I read, actually, this was today. It wasn't a book, but it was an article that I found. It's a 7-page article made by multiple Lebanese and American scientists. And what I read is that, and this is something that stood out to me, and as an autistic person, this spoke out to me the most. There is no cure for autism or, quote, treatment. It's more as therapies. But what they're doing right now in the making and testing, where they're trying to find it out, is a medication that they can use. One in particular is they're trying to use a third-generation schizophrenic antipsychotic drug to alleviate the symptoms of autism. That's something that I learned today. That I read. I read also.
Is that what those Blue Chew advertisements are about?
Oh my God!
I hate to have to do this. I don't really want to be interrupted. Shut up for 1 second, Adrian.
I'm just Christian. I'm just saying you
You're
need to read.
filibustering.
You need to read a book on wisdom. That's all I'm saying.
Can't you go to the other area where you can't butt in? This is not interesting. Why do you think this is interesting? He just told you something interesting.
Well, what do you want to talk about, Jane?
Why can't you respond to what he said?
I can restate it for him.
I heard it.
But it didn't come from a book. You just.
I don't need some news clippet about Pfizer's new, anti-autism product lineup.
Again, I don't know if you heard the beginning of what I said. But
Well, Marshall is a meth addict. Maybe you should talk to him about Adderall.
Oh, newsflash. Pardon me. The way you're reading, unfortunately, it could be this is the part of the degradation of society that we observe. I don't know fucking anyone who reads a whole fucking book. In business, they skim it or they get it done. If the people on this stage are 1% above whatever Adrian Timmons said, they really don't always live in the world. You think about the executives sit and read the classics. They should.
Jane, a lot of executives do read the classics. Scott and I read some classics yesterday. We read Satanic Extracts by Aleister Crowley.
So, Adrian.
Of my soul, of my life.
I do want to hear what Adrian does have to say, so I will repeat the start of what I said. The start of what I said was an article that was made by American and Lebanese scientists, and included basically an entire overview on autism, what they're doing about it now, and even more very, very fascinating information.
You got the Taco Bell squirts?
Ooh,
I don't know. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. That's all you can do.
Drug to try to alleviate the symptoms of autism, which is something that they're currently doing.
Does it get you into the gym for an hour a day?
I do go to the gym. Shockingly, yes. I know that a lot of people have made American.
You won a wrestling today. You won a wrestling match.
Yeah, I had my wrestling meet today, and I
great.
About 2 times a week.
I'm just saying that if you have mental health issues or neurological problems, going to the gym helps a lot.
Well, I do go to the gym, and I play through sports. So if that comes to any concern of you, then maybe.
A combination of cardio with weightlifting and stretching is exactly what Marshall Rankin needs. Look at that dad face. Marshall doesn't even have kids. Marshall, when was the last time you got laid?
Marshall, are you friends with Adrian?
No, I am the thorn in his fake Republican rose.
No, I just can't stand it.
You can't stand the truth. The truth stings. It
But I
hurts.
dislike Edmund quite a
You
lot.
dislike me because the truth hurts, Marshall. You're a fake Republican and everyone knows
I
it.
don't like you because
You're a rhino living in a white man ginger body.
If I may, there's someone in the audience that I think should come up and get recognition.
Bring the dude up. Bring the dude up. He's a Buddhist.
Oh.
He knows wisdom.
Welcome to the stage, Kyle.
He could teach you a thing or two about wisdom.
Run away.
Adrian, I'm happy you're here. Wow, I love that everyone's here right now.
We have a minion, but Marshall has a hot mic. He's watching Rachel Maddow getting a hard on.
No, I'm watching Leverage.
Ever hear that guy Steve whine? Marshall, when he talks and scares him? Fucking TV is so loud.
Steve Wade?
Whatever. Yeah, that West Virginia guy? Yeah, you are a moderator in that room. Why don't you guys just fucking tell him to lower the volume on his TV? What makes that so hard?
Jane, listen, you're forgetting people don't know how to say those things.
How old is he, Jane? You can't tell someone's condition on this app because people just live behind their PTRs. Some people are living through long COVID. Have compassion.
Speaking of PTRs, I'm going to change mine, and maybe people can give their thoughts.
The white male avoidance of just practical conflict is really pathetic. It's just a question. Hey, Steve, can you turn your TV down? Oh, okay, I will. Nobody died.
Jane, listen, people lack social communication in this day and age, and it's funny how.
I know.
And listen, it's funny how someone on the autistic spectrum, which literally is literally a disorder that affects communication skills and social cues, can speak better than somebody who's neurotypical, which is shocking to me.
You know, the neurotypical and also autistic, as well as ADHD people that have communication difficulties, I think they just forget that all communication is hypnosis.
Who wants to listen to my outro?
I wanted to see what dude would have to.
Oh yes, dude. Yeah, dude is.
Will you
Oh,
play
I want to
something
listen to your outro. I want to listen to your outro.
Yeah, me too.
Okay then. Well, give me 1 second.
What a healthy decision making. Don't you think, Adrian?
I don't know. I bet you Marshall just agrees with everything Pete Buttigieg says.
Okay. Marshall Rankin is a fake Republican. He loves Pete Buttigieg and Senator Warren. Everything that Bernie Sanders says, Marshall agrees with. He's a fake Republican. I think whoever's going to win does all the work and knocks on the doors.
You're also playing music. What a well-rounded person you are.
Yes, a well-rounded individual. We don't see that nowadays. Shockingly, I know.
You know, Christian, I was rated the world's #1 whistler in 2024, 2023, 2022. And I'd like to whistle you a song to prove to you that I'm not an incompetent person. I am a great world-renowned whistler.
Whistlers are very advanced, I agree. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Adrian.
Thank you, Jane, and thank you, Christian, and best to Scott, my true friend. I want to dedicate this song to Scott. It's the theme song to Donald Trump's world famous movie, The Godfather, starring Marilyn Brando and Al Pacino. I didn't want this for you, Marshall. I wanted you to be Senator Rankin. I don't know, Governor Rankin. There just wasn't enough time. Check all the calls coming in and out of the clubhouse room.
That was beautiful. Yeah, well, you heard here, folks. Adrian Dittman is the world-renowned, three-time best whistler.
That's right. Monica Kaka and Anne, they put together an award ceremony. I was also named the 2022-2023 Clubhouse Troll of the Year, and that's why Marshall Rankin hates me, because I've been trolling Marshall for a long time now, and a lot of other people who are worthy of being trolled.
Well, dare I say, you've taken the cake.
Oh, newsflash. Somebody on my YouTube has said, my neighbor got deported today and his wife doesn't know.
Wow. Are you live streaming now, Adrian?
Yes, I'm live on YouTube. We have 250 people watching us live on the Adrian Dittman Experience.
That's great. I'm glad that they're able to hear me because you know what? I'm probably bringing the majority of the followers. Definitively.
It's actually Marshall Rankin. He brings the juice.
I see. My apologies. I was too stuck up.
You know, I took some screenshots from Marshall's Instagram account. I mean, he's really been all around Washington, D.C. Gosh, Marshall, what was it like?
Goodman, stop making me the center of attention. I don't.
The White House photos were beautiful. I've never seen it from that angle.
Yeah.
Was this from the big festivities last week, Marshall? Or like historical trips? Okay, I guess this is seriously.
He's out at the ranch right now. He might have poor Wi-Fi.
Scott, how will you be managing this? Marshall, I do not stand for such harassment.
Adrian.
Marshall Rankin's not impacted by egg prices because he picks his own every day on the ranch.
Oh, God.
Stop.
I forgot how to move
Adrian.
Marshall, I'm trying. For a break. For a small break.
Adrian, I got a question for you. Are you ready? Are you ready for this wonderful question?
What's the... Ooh, Carletta's here, my favorite atheist.
Oh, God. JCC is in the house. And you know...
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, JCC is cool, dude, but listen, Adrian, I'm giving you a one-time opportunity. It's a once-in-a-lifetime
He's gonna
opportunity.
kick me.
In honor of Scott, and in honor of you being the best troll, I'm giving you a pass to come into my room and cause chaos on Saturday.
I'll be your chaos if you be my Babylon.
But you know, yeah.
Now that was Adrian.
It's been a great week. I just want to say that LBJ, wow, did you see what came out? We know who finally killed Kennedy.
Kill Kennedy.
That big nose guy, LBJ.
Didn't they have that record about 20 years ago and they came out and then, like...
No, only Roger Stone in his groundbreaking book, LBJ Killed JFK.
Adrian, I'm curious why you do troll Marshall. I find Marshall a very wonderful guy. Like, what is it that you feel the need to troll her?
Because he never takes a firm position on any conservative or Republican position. He's a flip flopper.
By the way, Kevin. Wait, sorry, I just want to address something Kevin said, and I want to let Kevin know. You said, quote, "Pound that pussy, Adrian," close quote. Now, if you're referring to me, number one, I'm not a woman, and number two, I am underage. I'm an adolescent.
Okay? You're such a fucking.
Well, I mean, we'll be reporting you then.
Canceled.
We're going to have to report you to the Child Family Human Services section of your local municipality and have you arrested.
This is an immediate cancel. Do not pass any fucking stuff. Do you realize you have a secret weapon, Christian?
This app isn't for young people. It's for old trans people who are depressed and vote Democrat. Run for your life, Christian!
Well, for those that are minor attracted people, not myself.
Are you, Kevin?
That's called pedophile. What do you mean minor? Minor attracted.
We're gonna have to quorum.
Scott, this is not a good room.
We're gonna call them for what they are, a minor attracted person. Okay, we have to give them the
Kevin.
Fucking pedophile.
You have to give them the dignity. We have to give them the dignity that they deserve. They're minor attracted
Christian,
people.
call your mother.
Deserve
Call
any
your mother.
dignity. The stuff
Wait,
they
so-
did was
Well,
heinous.
so I have to respect their pronouns then?
So, Kevin, before you go,
How dare you defend?
I need to come.
How dare you defend pedophiles when in actuality is that they have to be treated as humans?
So before someone responds, I need to come into a consensus. Jane, Scott, my main people, is it safe for me to be in the room? Am I in danger?
No, I think you're all right.
Yes.
Jane's
Yes,
not gonna let.
Scott doesn't have kids. Eliminate his point of view. Yes, you're in danger. These people are very aggressive.
There are definitely pedophile faggots on this app, so run for your life.
Scott doesn't manage people. So I don't think you're in danger, but I think it's not a nice environment.
Yeah, I don't
Wait,
really manage. I don't manage people.
That's just his philosophy. It's his choice. So Christian, thrill, it's fine. But are you
Well,
in danger? Like, you know, you're probably fine.
As a gay man, I feel very comfortable.
What do you mean by danger? So,
Well, JCC, let me ask this. Am I a
Kevin just
interesting room on
Catch up
Clubhouse?
pedophilia. Kevin just said, what did you say again? Minor?
Minor attracted people is what he
I've never
said.
even heard that before. Have you?
I have heard that term before.
That's the correct.
Yeah,
You're trying to normalize pedophilia.
Stop, look bullshit of pedophile.
way to dress it
You
up.
shouldn't be in this conversation, Christian. It's a waste. It's ridiculous.
Christian, it's never too late to do a long-term abortion on yourself.
Patriot.
You mean late stage, dumbbell.
I think that means suicide, but if you want me to kill myself.
No, of course not. We want you to go to the gym and vote Trump for a fourth glorious term.
Well, as
Let's
someone
get back on track.
who can't vote,
Do you
I
go
should
here?
be able to do that.
I just want to point out that Carletta is the only atheist without a green bean.
Oh, my apologies. JCC needs to give him the green bean. I'm sorry. JCC should have been held to higher standards than that.
Absolutely. You know, I would like to say why I didn't JCC. Out of some strange need to be polite to a guy who's reframing pedophilia, I didn't want to not mod him when I was about to mod you. So I knew JCC will understand what the bigger need is in this group. So until I could figure out how to boot that guy, as they say in Clubhouse, I had to keep you unmodded, JCC.
As an attempt on a segue, I learned today that Schrodinger from Schrodinger's cat was a known pedophile.
Ooh, Adrian Schrodinger's cat. Run.
And it was pretty well known. Like, never heard of it. One of those things.
A thing now, Alex? This is a legitimate question.
Well, did you know that Joe Biden was also a confirmed pedophile? He was touching his own granddaughters in the shower. Joe Biden and Jimmy Savile as well as the King of England, all pedophiles.
What did you say, Jane?
Scott. Oh no, not you personally, but I've never heard that phrase that the guy used.
Did you know King Charles and Jimmy Savile were having sex with children, slitting their throats and drinking their adrenochrome and dumping their fucking bodies off the back of a boat in the Thames River?
I actually had not heard that.
Yeah,
Scott, I'm
that's
very
a-
sheltered.
No, that term to describe a pedophile is a really shocking statement to try and like normalize that whole fucking thing. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting, frankly. As a pedophile is a pedophile.
Right.
Yeah, I can.
We need not-
A
we
minor
need not
attractive
create
person
a
is like trying to impart some kind of like neuro special quality that exempts them. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Scott Jones, what say you?
I have heard, yeah, it's mostly non-academic circles, right? And this is where, okay, look, there's a long pedigree of this, right? Where it's like, okay, you are your orientation, right? And this comes out of sort of this notion that orientations are inherited. And
Do you don't start with
Are you saying there's a connection between homosexuals and pedophiles?
Scott, you're saying we should not assume you're talking about.
Is there a correlation between pedophiles and LGBTQ?
This is there are people in academia.
I think you should stop because, Adrian streams everything. Do you want to say this to the world?
Yeah, I'll say this. There are people.
Forever.
There are people in academia that find this a non-stigmatizing way, okay, to refer to people that are attracted to minors, right, to pedophiles, right? And it's funny because I have heard conservatives say this is what's next. Like, I've heard it in church debates, right? Like,
I've always heard bestiality.
we're normalizing sex attraction. The next thing we'll do, and we're saying it's innate, it can't change. And people said that we're going to say the same thing about pedophiles because, everything I've read and heard is that there's this innate, that you don't change pedophiles, right? This guy. And then is odd, right? So then we'll call them, minor attracted persons because we don't want to stigmatize them.
What about transitioning a 3-year-old boy to a girl?
No one asked me. I vote against that.
These are progressives that
You guys,
that
ever been
do
on
this. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's
On what's called?
it's disturbing, but it's
There's a lot going by both these days.
What was that, Colin?
Can we fund more voting transportation?
Voting transportation. Talk to Marshall Rankin. I'm sure he's got a big opinion on the topic.
Well, Pete Buttigieg, before he has been replaced, let us know that Donald Trump is not focused on the water surroundings. He needs his naval support.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Okay.
How did Pete Buttigieg get into the CIA? He got a special appointment when he deployed in the military. He never even went through boot camp. Ooh!
He should adopt.
Scott, aren't you curious who all the people who are listening are?
No, we can bring more immigration over by adopting.
Adopting?
Yep.
From Russia?
We definitely need farmers. Our United States civilians are very much lacking the farmer skills, and that's okay. We'll replace them with people overseas.
There's 600 million Bangladeshis. Maybe we could bring in 60 million.
Ellie? Or both?
I don't know. What about Amazon robots? Can they till the field and grow us our cereals for Fruit Loops?
as long as we can
Oh,
get
thank
a
God,
couple
Norman.
to leave the buildings, emergency plan.
Norm,
You gotta go far with
hi.
that,
how are you?
with the footwork.
Great, nice to see you.
Let me just quickly, pardon me, Colin, I make you a moderator as well. So, yeah, Norm, you're entering in a room of, dystopia of sorts, so just letting you know that, and also
Thank you for that.
inviting you to,
One feminist dystopia is another patriot's utopia.
We're all participating willingly, but that's what it is. It's one of those. Sorry, Kyle.
No, I was busy and it's too bad Christian left. I hope he felt comfortable and everything.
No,
but
he asked if he was safe, and I said no.
okay.
Do you think that was appropriate of me?
Yeah. Whole states.
I just want to say there's a
Everybody-
real good group of people
Only
here.
on X.
Oh, where'd Norm go? Come on.
That is literal United States support, man.
Hi, Danny. Welcome to the Roger Mayhem Movie Account
This was
Suspension
almost
Edition.
where people
This
that
is
didn't
part
get
9.
along were all
I know. that's like sort of a renewed faith kind of thing.
Yes, we're building connections.
Community synapses are forming. Adrian.
Well, I'm just thinking out loud here, but if you haven't been to the ICE website yet and made at least 5 reports so far and had at least 10 people deported by ratting people out, you're not doing enough patriotic work. Those are rookie numbers. You got to report 20, 30, 40 people to the authorities. Come on, people. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm familiar with such neighbor-on-neighbor reporting, having lived in a...
Okay, my question is there a way for us to invest, because all these deportations are about to happen, is there a way for us to invest in the industry so we can make a lot of money
AKA
off of these
If they really want
deportations?
to end this heinous practice, then there were bounties put out. Neighbor against neighbor. It happened.
We were being encouraged to report people that weren't vaccinated.
Yeah, some of them.
I remember when companies were
Okay,
forcing their employees to be vaccinated in order for them to return to work.
I think you're very rich. I think you're a very rich man, Adrian.
When there were service people, men and women serving in the
I
military.
think you're just pulling our leg and you have $1 million gazillion dollars.
Take the vaccine. I remember that just a couple of years
Elon said he might not do his podcast anymore.
Why?
Well, he had Nick Fuentes on there tonight, and he's like, "Oh, he was so professional." He said, "I don't think I'll actually be doing many more of these." Because he gets high on ketamine at night before he goes to bed, and he just starts ranting. So the other night I clipped a lot of him high on ketamine, hyperverbalizing. And I just think he views it as being like too risky to continue talking on the internet. So we'll see if he keeps doing his show. I hope he stops and he just does video games, because I'm getting tired of even filming him.
I like the love
What?
Stream them?
He streams the video games, yeah. But he does not do record on his rooms. So I'm in possession of like 1,000 Elon clips of him just talking about whatever.
Can you sell your stuff like on eBay as like CDs and like just like
I could try that. I could also try to like license I think I could try to license the footage to like websites that like want to build a category about Elon Musk and Adrian Dittman. But it's...
Yeah, you could probably make a shit ton of money off of this stuff.
It's a podcast, technically. It's like the Joe Rogan podcast, but really stupid. That's the worst part about it. It's mostly just Elon.
Hey Colin, I've not met you
bullshitting.
before. Nice to meet you. Where are you from, my man?
And then the people on his show suck.
Hi. Thank you for the introduction. I am from the east part of the United States.
Jane, welcome to the Roger Mayhem movie account suspension part 9.
We,
This is your host, Adrian Ditman. Do you want to say anything to Danny? Give her some advice, marriage advice, career advice, health advice.
America.
No, you got nothing.
yes.
She's a broken woman, Danny. I guess you don't want to take advice from her anyways.
And are you happy
She's always
with the
saying,
way this
I can't hear anything because you're interrupting. Meanwhile, she's interrupting.
We needed it. It's clearing the rest of the snow from,
I'm the broken woman in here.
and
Well, all you got to do is wake up tomorrow
we don't have
morning
to
and read the
stomp our
Torah.
feet
Start it all over again.
trying to get
You're in
snow.
Groundhog Day, Danny. And you don't even know it.
Oh yeah. Like you're
The
getting
moment you
really
stop getting
Is that
angry,
what you mean? Wait, how does it start
Yeah.
How do we start this?
Nice.
first of all, you have to figure out, are farts wet and lumpy? Or is a fart just
Right.
air passing over a turd?
No, I don't want to talk about farts, you fucking shit.
I'm making a joke to point out that you need Torah.
Sorry,
Question for
she.
you, dude. I've not run into you before. How are you
Sorry,
doing?
shit. Shabbat shalom.
Good one, Danny. Emergency breaking news. It's estimated that today there were over 3,000 arrests by ICE. ICE agents have infiltrated local municipalities and schools, and panic is breaking out all across America in illegal immigrant holdout sanctuary cities. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., Diogenes Spooner will be reintroducing the 3-point plan with his fat Jewish wife, Danny. I mean, not Danny, Abby. 7 p.m. CST tomorrow. Diogenes Spooner's making a big announcement.
I think she's like super skinny.
You like skinny guys?
You say Did you say Diogenes Spooner?
Diogenes Spooner.
Who's Gianni Spooner?
I don't know, but he has a big mic.
Okay.
He has a 3-point plan. I don't dare say what his 3-point plan is. It's far too controversial to mention in this room.
I mean, the dude you should start machine gunning people at the U.S.-Mexico border. It's not exactly stable.
Are you sure he's not talking about airsoft? Just the threat of violence.
Many a discussion in which his solution was that you execute the ones here and then execute the fixed command for us. And that you obviously can't do.
Diogenes Spooner.
That's a great Hamantaschen, Jane. Look at it spin.
On X Twitter, who is referring to Diogenes, the ancient Greek skeptic philosopher, and Spooner, maybe he's referring to Spooner, who is responsible for the phrase Spoonerism, where people say two things that totally collide, like here's to our queer old dean, instead of saying here's to our dear old queen. So Diogenes Spooner, I think, is a confabulation and is, so far as you know, just a ex-Twitter user. So, but why? Thank you, Jonathan. But what is Spooner? What thing? Like, why are two potentially different meanings, conjoined in a single sentence or even a notion?
It's the same room, yeah.
What is Spooner? What's that?
I'm over here filming a movie, Jane.
I'm just telling you what I know. I have no idea about their motivation. That is all. I'm signing up. Yeah, but why spoon? Why is the word spooner?
Did you laugh? Did you like anything?
Scratching out.
Well, I didn't really get past your shirt was like pepperoni pizza shirt or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the gym today in that shirt. People it's funny. People stare at you in my pepperoni shirt. Such a ridiculous thing to wear at the gym.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. I've seen it and I've thought, who buys that? You solved the mystery for me.
It's awesome. People love that shirt because it's like you become pizza, and it's like you kind of.
You're walking. Yeah.
You
And I had to
disassociated
ask
the
myself,
pizza.
why am I laughing? I love pepperoni pizza.
So Diogenes Spooner's got a 3-point plan. He's going to lay it out in front of a Big Mac tomorrow.
I'm just being facetious because this girl Abby on here is in love with him, and I have to say that I'm not going to say that what Marshall is saying is incorrect, but I don't want to say what he says. But Marshall pretty much, said the silent part out loud that he's open to killing people.
Jews?
No. Illegal aliens. Maybe that too, actually. I forgot about that. He's a rabid anti-Semite.
Jump ahead, man. They don't like us either.
But you know what I say when they say
We'll be
spray?
fine, but, like, why do we make deals with them? Don't you think it's nuts?
No.
I know you're on that team, but come on.
No, I was gonna say let's not spray machine gun bullets. Let's pray and always look on the bright side of life.
I'll get a gun. I'll get a gun.
So you were the 2021, 2022, 2023 whistling champion,
No,
Adrian.
I was the 2022 Clubhouse Troll of the Year per the Monica and Ann Clubhouse Annual Awards Ceremony, and I was voted the 2023 and 2024 World Supreme Whistling Champion by the International Consortium of World Whistling Champions.
The International Consortium of World Whistling Champions.
No, the International Consortium of World Supreme Whistling Champions.
The International Consortium of Supreme Whistling Champions.
World Supreme Whistling Champions, correct.
What was your entrant?
Mozart, of course. Mozart.
What,
I told them I could sing Wagner, but they said that would be too anti-Semitic.
yeah, I think they're probably right, but just the Mozart, just like a little moment of the Mozart, if you could.
Okay, this is what I won the gold medal on. Jane, please, I don't need that sound effect right now. That's when Marshall says something democratic. Please, Jane. I'm about to do my world famous Mozart rendition.
Just go ahead. Start.
And then the judge said to me, "Was that Mozart?" And I said, "Yes, of course it was." I was going to make a joke about Marshall, but it just wouldn't have worked.
That was pretty good.
I'd say that was very good.
Well, that's why I won the 2023 World Consortium of Supreme World Whistling Champions. Duh.
Were you, did you contend in the prior years, and if so, where did you place?
Actually, there's quite a controversy because the estimated 2025 International World Consortium of Supreme Whistling Champions, his name was Diego, and he was from Guatemala, and he was an illegal alien, and I contended that it would be unfair to let an illegal alien, let alone he's trans, and he represents with a woman pronoun, female, we, she, they, something. Anyways, the point is, I thought it was completely ridiculous, but I forgot it was a World Supreme. Never mind. Maybe we can let illegal aliens enter the Whistling Championship.
Well, you got his pronouns wrong, or it's XY. It's XYXE.
So wait, are men with XY and women have XX? I can't remember. What does all that mean? I also want to let you all know that you're in my movie now called The Roger Mayhem Movie Account Suspension Part Number 9, starring RogerMayhem.com and AdrianDittman.com. They co-produced this film. Thanks, everybody.
The world premiere is coming out soon. Stay tuned.
Roger Mayhem?
Yep.
Hold on. How do you know Roger?
He co-produced the film. It's called The Roger Mayhem Movie Account Suspension Part 9. He teamed up with my VC firm, AdrianDittman.com, to co-produce this movie. Oh, and Rodrigo is here, one of Roger Mayhem's favorite court philosophers. Hi, Rodrigo. Would you like to come up and join the movie? I remember you knew everything about those drones. You're a real smart guy, Rodrigo. You got to...
I miss Roger.
Alex, you're gonna love the movie. There's a lot of juicy content. Get ready, the Roger Mayhem world premiere.
So many arguments, so many intense emotional moments. So much passive aggressive angst and anger. You're not gonna believe it. We already submitted it to the Sundance Film Festival, to Cannes, and Roger Mayhem and Marshall Rankin and Scott, all of you, everyone has such a big role in this big monumental world premiere film. It's exciting. We have over 4,000 clips from Clown House. We've used an AI clipping tool to find the most highly dramatic and most ridiculous moments, and you all have an exciting part in this new groundbreaking social audio film. Originally, we called it Scam Movie, but that sounded like too much like a scam, so we decided to change it to the Adrian Dittman Roger Mayhem World Premiere Experience. I can't believe people are even listening to this. I can't believe this room has gone on this long.
I'm narrating and in my
Elon Musk had 10,000 people in his room today.
wow.
Yeah, today was a big day in the film production process. We filmed Nick Fuentes talking to Elon Musk for an hour today, and they had 10,000 active listeners during the whole thing.
Did the Nazi question come up?
Yeah, there was a lot of controversial takes in there. Because Elon Musk is definitely part of like a white supremacist mindset.
Absolutely. I did say that. I go, okay, it's not a Nazi salute. I agree. I don't think he saw Hitler, but it's definitely a white nationalist salute.
Yeah, they were comparing their Nazi scores.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that means you. Yeah. Anyway,
They were talking about, how good of a Nazi are you and how much do you hate the Jews? Elon Musk he may do a PR. This whole thing today with Nick Fuentes was like a PR show.
Brain told me that he wears a pendant around his neck with the name of a hostage. Did you know, Adrian? Yeah.
It's probably his IDF dog tags.
Yeah, exactly. Did you know he went to Auschwitz? Like, I don't care. So stupid.
I had family members that went there and never came back. But I'm a survivor.
We'll be okay.
I'm a survivor.
Anyway, my mom's Catholic, so I'm just going to slip over to that. So,
oh, Elle is here. Elle is such a proud lioness and such a strong anti-Norm. I love Elle. She has such good takes on Norm being such a vulgar Zionist. And I agree, Al. I think Norm should move to Israel as soon as possible and fulfill the mitzvah of living in Yerushalayim. Riboinoi Shaloim. Anybody have a shofar sitting laying around I can blow on? This is the midnight hour. This is your midnight special 2-for-1 ticket, minimum 2 drink special with Adrian Dittman and my producer Scott and my co-producer Marshall Rankin.
Welcome back, Marshall.
Couldn't get your dopamine fill in another room, Marshall? Had to come back here for your dopamine drip?
No, I was watching a TV show. Marshall, I personally want to invite you to a meditation session in the morning tomorrow, 10 a.m. Yes, sir.
That's like, I don't know if many people know this, but Marshall is a devout meditationalist. And,
Is he?
oh yeah, he's been doing meditation for 10, 15 years.
We're going to be doing Alan Watts and some Taoism, and I think it's a great way to start the day with Coach Dittman.
But that, the point is that that's like telling Marshall free beer tomorrow. I guess that joke doesn't work. The whole setup is you're at the bar, you see the sign on the door that says free beer tomorrow. I guess you had to set it. Marshall's at the yoga studio. Marshall, when was the last time you did a big set of yoga? What about you, Scott? Scott, when was the last time you did yoga, Scott? You work out. Marshall laments about Western civilization? That sounds racist.
Hi guys.
Oh, it's a full-on lunatic. French.
I think Elon Musk is a sort of something resistance for doubt and Muslims. Only thing is that he talked about Western civilization, how Western civilization is going down, decaying of Western civilization, how the population is reducing, all these things are the obvious. But I don't think it's anti-Semitism. It's what it is.
He platformed a neo-Nazi today for 2 hours. I'd say that's pretty anti-Semitic.
I don't think it's neo-Nazi. I don't think it's
He does the Sig Heil.
No, I think the people
Are you blind, sir? Are you deaf?
No, I don't think I am pro-Israel.
My guy, are you at the fucking Calcutta train stop from 1939 going to a British fucking, port or something? I mean, come on, the background noise is brutal, Jay. Brutal.
Yeah, I've got to admit, Jay, the closed captions were struggling with that.
Ooh, L. Stern is correcting you.
I think what Jay was saying is that he doesn't think that Elon Musk is a neo-Nazi Nazi sympathizer. I think that's what he was saying.
I mean, I'm being facetious, but at the same time, I've been listening to him for 6, 7, 8 months now, and I've heard things he said. I hear things that people say and things that he doesn't say, but he lets other people say, and then his opinions on Germany, especially with regards to the political situation in Germany or what he's doing in Germany.
Closed.
It's not case closed because there's degrees of vulgar, vehement racism. You may say there's not degrees of stupidity, but I disagree. There are degrees to stupidity.
I think there's degrees of everything, except that topic.
It's all relative. I mean, he's not as big as as a Nazi or a racist white supremacist as, say, Nick Fuentes, who is a Catholic. What he says is a
No.
Catholic reactionary racist.
Why, really squabble?
Well, the whole point is it's racial identity politics. So if you do white identity
Oh.
politics, you're automatically labeled a racist. But when you do Sig Heils and you bring white supremacists into your space and platform them and have big rooms. I mean, I'm glad he does it all on non-recorded rooms because that gives me exclusive content. But you got to catch it, you got to find it, you got to subscribe. I mean, I could play you clips of what Nick Fuentes is saying today. The problem with Nick Fuentes and his Groyper movement, as he likes to put it, is that it's all hypnosis. He's a performer, and he's very eloquent in what he's saying. And so Elon Musk loves having Nick Fuentes on his podcast because
That's bullshit. What are you talking about?
he says what Elon Musk is thinking and can't say himself because Elon Musk can't even say what Nick Fuentes is saying because Elon Musk can't speak that way. And
He wants to say it.
he loves it. When you listen to some, go ahead.
He just removed Nick Fuentes' blue check. Nick Fuentes went on a group lambasting.
They'll give it back. That's what they
No,
do.
but I'm saying that to put Fuentes and Elon Musk in the same sentence is ridiculous.
Same guy.
He's not the same guy. Would Nick Fuentes go to
One's
Auschwitz?
richer, one's
Would Nick
business,
would Nick
one's
Fuentes would Nick Fuentes would Nick Fuentes go to Auschwitz to visit the Holocaust sites?
He was doing a PR tour. Don't do this. Skip it, Adrian. Just skip those on it.
Why?
No, it's Aquarius talking, not me.
I'm responding to you. He does certain things that I like.
Pass.
Okay, Jane, but if Aquarius wants to talk, let him say what he wants to say.
No, but I don't want to answer the question.
God forbid anybody defend Elon Musk. God forbid.
I mean, I'm being facetious, but I mean, the point is, I've been listening to Elon for 8 months, eating buttered steak, farting, burping, screaming about video games. I mean, today he said he may not do his podcast anymore or do it on a limited engagement because when you listen to Elon Musk do talk therapy essentially and get his dopamine drip, he says so much vulgar, stupid shit. And I'm talking really stupid shit where you're like, it lowers his credibility significantly. What you say on the internet stays forever. So if
Adrian, I do not like Elon Musk. I think he's a nut job. I'm not saying that I like him. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he has bipolar. He's just like, whatever the case is I'm not a big fan of his. I like certain things he does. I think he contributes a lot to society. But at the same time, I think calling someone a Nazi is going way too far.
Could just call him a white supremacist.
No, the whole point is
white nationalist.
The whole point, if you want to talk about freedom of speech is only really interesting when you say things that are really controversial. So, I mean, calling him a Nazi is not, that controversial when you see him doing Sig Heils.
Exactly.
It's just
You
not.
did it on purpose. You believe that
It doesn't matter. You can sit there and talk and say you have autism as much as you want and talk about how cruel the world is, but when you fucking throw your hand up in the air and you do that sign, if there's no he didn't even retract it and say I'm sorry if people were fucking hurt by that.
To be fair, Jane's got a pretty stout right hand on her little statue right now. I don't think she's doing a Sig Heil. Do you?
Listen, it is an occult reference to essentially, above is below, below is above. I mean, what you're trying to do is, bring in the presence. But the fact of the matter is that is a fucking Nazi salute when you do that. So for all the controversy, he's retarded. He is retarded. He's fucking retarded.
That Jane is performing on the Statue of Liberty and what he performed on stage. Literally explain that in a way that
Big
I can
difference. The
understand.
Statue of Liberty is holding a torch, a light. Big difference. I'm just saying that when I saw that, I cringed for him and for myself because I was like, fuck, he was actually doing pretty good. He he really fucked himself.
You can find many like Democrats doing that same hand gesture. Like it's.
I know.
The Statue of Liberty is right in front of us in this
Exactly.
PTR. What are we talking about?
He's very German, though. He's always talking about his family's German roots from East Germany. So I'm just saying that for somebody who loves America so much, I mean, Americans destroyed his fucking country. I'm not saying he has a hidden agenda, but if they are gonna listen, the country's bankrupt. So I just don't understand. Like, how can anybody say we have to keep it all going when we're fucking $40 trillion in debt? The whole thing is fucked up. It's all fucking broke. And the unfunded liabilities and all these pensions, you can't pay any of it. The country fucking is broke beyond repair. So what I'm trying to say is, like, if he thinks building rockets to go to Mars to build, and he has said this, he wants to build 15 colonies on Mars and do asteroid mining. I challenge anyone to question this man's actual intelligence, let alone his maturity or his professionalism, as I have recorded his ass for 8 fucking months being a fucking dumbass on the internet.
Do you think Tesla was a good invention?
Oh yeah, I've been in a Tesla. They're fucking awesome.
Right, so you make it seem like his contribution to society.
Do you think he invented it?
I'm just judging. I'm judging a platform, his X. I have recordings of him for 8 months now. I'm not judging his vehicle or his spaceship or anything other than what he says. I can play for you clip after clip of him screaming, like you said, a bipolar maniac.
For example, I think he's a little manic. He sort of, like, he makes these huge claims, like he's going to do this, and he gets involved in every country thinking he's going to change the world, like he's going to change the world, like sort of like he seems like sort of like
Oh, I know, Kendall. Yeah, it's bad. It's a lot of lies.
Obviously, I don't really like him. I think he's a little bit of a nut job, but I think he's far from being a neo-Nazi, and it's my opinion. I don't think there's any proof to that.
I know. I kind of just like bringing it up because it's something to like just troll with, it's just one more thing to troll with. And I'm only saying it because, I have been recording him for so long that I just have to create controversy. Somebody boomed the room. Somebody boomed it.
It's huge, right? It's a gigantic history, a gigantic country. They only have 300 million people, right? They're still wealthy. It's not about how many people you have, right? It's about how smart the people are. You might have a big population, but if everyone is stupid, right? It would be still a poor country. In America, less than.
That was the case, and right. He got for one of the kids. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, it hasn't worked since then. Okay. So. Okay.
Maybe somebody's eaten it already.
Yeah.
Okay, this has been the Roger Mayhem movie. Count Suspension Part 9. Thanks for that.
Calvinists? Is that when you don't listen? Like to be a you don't have to believe in Jesus.
So my view is that you do have to believe in Jesus. So that's not my claim. My claim is that, and just to be clear, the way it works is
I believe at the point in which you believe, you get a declaration of your righteousness. So, okay, so now that I've clarified my terms, just to explain, my claim is that an atonement is something in and of itself. That is my claim. An atonement is something in and of itself. And if it isn't, then it's nothing. And what you're saying basically is that you combine faith with nothing and get a forgiveness of sins.
Well, I never said faith with nothing. I mean, I said, because if I believe that the fan in my room is going to save me, it's not going to save me because it's not, the death of Christ and his blood and his resurrection. So it's not like, I'm not saying Jesus is nothing. I'm saying you have to put your faith in something that is true.
Now, I agree with you, but here's the thing. That's different than saying your faith makes the atonement an atonement. That is different. And that's my point all along. My point is regardless of whether you believe or not, Christ's atonement has power in and of itself. It did what it needed to accomplish no matter what. The thing is, in order for you to be a real beneficiary of that, you have to be atoned for. And that entails that you will believe. Now, I don't believe your belief causes the cross to have its efficacy. That is my position. The cross has its efficacy, and that's why you believe. You're saying you believe, and that's why the cross has its efficacy.
No, I believe that. So,
Colossians 2:14 proves that explicitly.
okay, well, let's go to that one real quick, just because I want to see
Also,
what you're talking about.
you could also clarify what you were going to say.
Well, I was going to, okay, so the way I see it is like a gift. Christ's death and, his atonement is a gift that he gives to you, and if you refuse to receive it, then it doesn't cease to be a gift. It doesn't cease to be what he did. It is only effectual if you receive it. And
so that's a great analogy for my position. Let me tell you what.
Well, that's my position. So I think it's a great analogy for my position.